People need to just stop jumping to conclusions and saying, he's on drugs. I saw somebody was saying that he's shot up in the neck, and that's what that was. He's shape-shifting. Like, oh my God, you guys, seriously.
Right.
He does need to go to a doctor, but he won't.
Hey, Jimbo.
Well, hey, Jimbo.
Hello.
What's going on with Ernie? Do you know what's up with him?
I mean, I've got my own theories, just like everybody else. I mean, I've seen some things that that I think Ernie needs to come clean with, but they're Ernie's things to tell, and next time I see him and he's in a 100% clear state of mind, I'm going to tell him, Ernie, you have these issues and you need to address them, and you need to let people know what they are so they can support you with whatever it is. And
Yeah.
I think he has a big fear of everybody turning on him and not him losing his support because of things that he may choose to do. And if he, and I'm not saying, I'm definitely not alluding to drug use, but
Right.
but whatever it is, and like I said, I've got a pretty good idea.
I think he needs to get back, with you all and people that he's familiar with, you and Tina and Xander, people that he's known a long time, instead of people that he's not familiar with, running off from state
He needs to just quit running the roads like he does and having an awful diet and just letting all these toxic words just come in and, flow through his mind every day. It's toxic. It's very toxic.
I don't know where Jimbo went. I'll put the link back. I'll put the link back out there for you, Jimbo. I agree, Tina. I do. I agree.
So he needs to stop, like working to be famous. Like, I think that's part of, the selling your soul kind of thing to the industry is all about, because that's what people do that are going to be famous. They'll turn their backs on, even their own mothers and stuff. And so, I don't think people literally sell their souls. I think that's what that term sort of embodies.
Right.
Yeah, I lost service there when I was trying to whatever. I didn't get out what I was going to say, but like I said, I've got a pretty good idea, and the reason why I think I'm right is because I saw this one coming, and I even told him that I saw it coming, and he's not with anybody from the YouTube world when these episodes happen. He's not with Tina. He's not at Jimbo's. He's not at nobody's house that is on YouTube. This is happening when he's with people that I don't think he wants people to know he's associated with.
That's what Tina was saying.
And, if he chooses to do that, that's up to him. But, it's the same people. This has happened around the same person at least 3 times that I know of. Now, this is talking about on video. It's untelling how many times it's actually happened. But,
who is it?
Well, I'll tell you off.
Okay.
I don't think it's it's like I said, it's not my place to tell the YouTube world.
Right, I agree.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But I just think that it definitely is something being triggered.
Yeah.
By him. But people trying to figure it out, and I think everybody, including myself, has been way off base with thinking it was something coming from YouTube, like somebody mentioning Shelby or somebody mentioning.
Oh, it's totally, no, he wouldn't have even been thinking about that shit if they're not putting it into his brain and heart and everything. He has to relive a traumatic experience all the time, something that he would love to put behind him, and I mean, it sucks being us. Me and Xander are very professional. Like, don't believe the hype. And that's why we're not out here doing these gossip channels. You don't see us in chats, saying anything to anybody. Like, that's why our videos.
You notice, without fail, Ernie's always, when he has one of these episodes, he says, "Don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. Are you going to shoot me?"
Yeah.
Ernie, I know for a fact, during his childhood, was shot at. And I know who shot at him, and I know it was traumatic.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
But he was such a cop lover until the trolls.
Like a therapist,
Right.
Like, he needs professional help. Like, I couldn't help him with nothing like that. I could let him talk to me and get it off his chest, but like, he really needs like real help from somebody to help him. And
And he almost needs a guardian, like someone that oversees him, because when he gets like this, he needs someone to step in and say, okay, it's time to go get help now.
Yeah,
You know?
because he always refuses it. And he's a
Yeah.
grown man, and they say, well, he's a grown man. He doesn't have to accept the help.
Yeah.
Everybody wants him institutionalized, and that's the last thing Ernie needs. So
Not
people
that.
pushing that agenda are part of the problem, because that also induces fear in him of being institutionalized, because he's seen the products of institutionalized people, and it's scary.
Right. I just think that he needs to be around people that take care of him and he's familiar with, like you or Jimbo or his family. Because when he gets out with other people, in my opinion, this is all my opinion, y'all, it seems to confuse him and causes these episodes, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, lack of sleep or comfortable sleep, at least sleeping in a car, combined with pound of Mountain Dews and sweet tea and shoveling chicken and cheese and no veggies, no fruits. He doesn't eat any of that stuff. And he will not drink water, And so when he's at people's houses, he has to eat what they're eating. And usually it's something healthier.
Yeah, he won't eat healthy.
No, he won't. And so that's no life for anyone, especially with people with problems,
Yeah.
So, and he won't take anything. It's like at all. Like you can give him all the supplements in the world and the brain food, or like capsules of vitamins and things like that. And you literally it's like a child that's sick in bed. Like you have to take it to him and be like, okay, here's your turmeric, here's your vitamin, So, and that is why he went the longest without these episodes, is because we would make sure that he had plenty of nutrients. And I mean, we'd have to make him drink water, which was ridiculous, but still,
Right.
And so
a lot of people think that these episodes are just recent, but he's been doing this for years, hasn't he? Jimbo?
exactly.
Yeah,
way before YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he adopted us as his healers, because he was having those episodes, and then he got like beat up, and he had these bruises. He shows that picture all the time where he's got those really bad bruises and he's turned to the back. Well, we saw those, and we saw that he was doing a live after he had done like some freak out. We had just sort of met who Ernie was when he started like doing that. We were like, what's wrong with this dude? We didn't know what was wrong with him. But he did have those bruises, and some of them look like they may like be clotty. And we invited him for a free jar of salve. That's why he says, tells everybody about our salve, because the salve has things in it that dissolves, the clotting and the bruising and makes it all go away, and a painkiller too. And it works really fast because I put DMSO in it. And so we gave him a jar of the salve, and he sort of looked at the massage table that we have in here and saw there's like equipment all around it. And he's like, what's that? I was like, well, that's my sound table. And he wanted to know what sound table does. And I was like, well, it fixes things, like, it's my life. And he asked if he could lay on it, and he did. And I mean, it made him just like want to like learn more about it, because he actually ended up sleeping on it that night. And he said it was the first night that he had not had night terrors in forever. And so he was like, I mean, he was teary eyed after he laid on the sound table, and he wanted to know more. And he asked, if he could keep coming back and laying on the table. So, he'd leave and he'd come and he'd lay on the table, and then he'd leave and stuff like that. And then that's how we sort of just built a relationship with him from there. And he started asking more and started, revealing more of, things about himself. And we just ended up becoming close, and we were all on the same mission. The reason like me and Sandra even found him is because we had joined the Voices for the Children task force. We were part of a lot of the Pedogate and Pizzagate and anti-human trafficking groups. And, we joined that, and here we saw this like passionate, charismatic person who was on the same journey as us, so of course we'd want to, nourish that friendship and grow.
Right.
There's another thing, and I want to clear this up and maybe make some sense, and maybe even mend some fences while we're at it here. But Ernie is Ernie. I've known him for 20 years, a little over 20 years. He won't accept blame, but he doesn't want to lose any friends ever. A lot of these is that are being paid that says, oh, this one told me to do that, or that one told me to do that.
You talk to this cat about those products.
Decision.
Gold Spectrum products.
I'm just going to use an example. Jimbo told me to, distance myself, or Tina, or Alicia. Now, he's not getting orders from nobody. He doesn't have a handler. Like Ernie is Ernie. He makes his own decisions, but he will flat sure tell somebody that, it came from somewhere else, that he was advised to do something else.
We can agree to disagree on that.
Right.
Because when I find out that people tell people that they have this connection and that connection and blah, 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 and then when you go directly to that connection and they don't know anything about them by their three names, doesn't know one of their three names, then I have a problem. When you've built a relationship within our team based on lies, you're out.
Well,
That's another problem that we had with Ernie is he started lying, and I'm not okay with that. But it seems like, that's exactly what the trolls wanted all along, I mean, and it just sucks. People's words have power and they can mold people into being who they are. And we just don't recognize.
Tina,
Some do, yes.
Ernie didn't start lying. Ernie's been lying. Like, that's what he does. Like, and it's not big lies that are going to destroy somebody. It's just, he lies about little stuff daily, all day, every day. Like,
he lives in his own little world, right?
He does. And if you love Ernie, you gotta accept that. Like, I know. I mean, he lies to me daily.
Yeah. Well,
I kind of called him out on it. I make fun of it a little bit when he said stuff to me. I'm like,
right. I mean, even Jinkies know, he lives in Ernie's world. Ernie.
Well, what I'm talking about didn't come from Ernie's mouth. It came from the person's mouth. And, we checked it twice, and I'm going to straight cut it and say they've denied knowing her, and it's kind of a big deal. So,
Ernie, Jimbo, does Ernie's family have anything to do with him? I mean, I know he goes there sometimes, but does he have anybody like his mom? Or I know his mom's not.
His mom's not in any condition to be.
That's what,
Now she loves him. I'm sure that's her son, but she's not in the best of health, and hasn't been since I've known Ernie.
Yeah,
I've never known her to be in good health.
His
but I've only known him 2.5 years. You've known him much longer, but
his stepdad's really good to him, and he's got two sisters that I know of that are good to him. But they have families, and like, honestly, if you're not prepared to physically protect yourself, it can be dangerous to be around Ernie. I mean, many people. Even when he was doing the predator hunter stuff, like, you don't think people that were actually predators didn't want to see him gone? And then when he goes to YouTube, half the people love him, half the people want to see him. Like, there was 100 people watching him yesterday. I guarantee you, half those people wanted to see him step out in the middle of the road and get run over. They'll all deny it now.
No, it's awful. It's painful to watch.
And your face, honey. Before I let you up, Alicia Turner. Okay, come on up, honey. Sorry. Hey. Like, that's sad. That is so sad that people would want someone to be hurt like that.
It is. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So I didn't come up here to have drama or arguments with people here.
Tina,
and I know what I know.
To start kind of fight or argue with you at all, hun. I'm not. Okay. Look, I understand that you were told a lot of things about me that are not true. Okay. And I know what you're talking about with the Grady Judd thing. I told Ernie that back in 2014, Grady Judd came to my church. I told him I wanted to start a nonprofit organization, and I asked him for help with what I was doing. He helped me with that, get it started. He set up community service through my organization, which I never even had. I never even used the community service. That was 2014. I've only seen Grady Judd 2 times since then. I don't have his personal number. I'm not his best friend. We don't talk on a regular basis. Ernie ran with that.
Who's Alicia? Who are you? I don't know who you are.
I'm what he calls his publicist because I put out like 2 articles for him.
She has helped with
those articles are now 404s though. So the article never really, there's error 404 when you go back to those articles. So it would lead one to believe that it was all a scam.
No, he knew that the articles were only going to stay up for about a week or 2 weeks. They weren't permanently going to stay up. He knew that. He was aware of it.
Oh, I don't know anything about all that. I'm just more worried about.
Well, he doesn't seem aware of it anymore because he posted how's this for receipts just a few days ago. And like he was proud of it. And it's an error 404, which just makes him look even more like a fool. And you didn't check him on that. You didn't say,
No,
hey, buddy,
he
look,
knows.
I took that article down.
I still have the email where I sent him when it was going to go up, how long it was going to stay up, and where it was going to go to. I can
Well,
send you
why'd you
that
just let him roll with it as a receipt when he posted it like something to be proud of? It's not, proud to have to pay somebody to put up a publication for 2 weeks and then take it down. And in his head, it was still up, or he wouldn't have made it a receipt.
I didn't take it down. It does it naturally on its own over time, and he was aware in the beginning that it would do that. I have that email. I can send it to you.
Can I ask you a question just a second, though? Are you going to be able to help Ernie? I'm worried more about getting Ernie help than anything. He needs help. He don't.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what everybody on this panel wants. But I know there's some bad blood, and I don't think it needs to be there. I really don't. I think it's all misunderstanding, and I think it all revolves around Ernie, the person we all care about.
Right.
Capacity.
Well, Ernie always said if you and Tina ever spoke on the phone and talked, you would love each other because you're into the same things. You believe a lot of the same things. You're a lot alike in the ways.
I know this recent article. He was told up front that it's not ready, it's not been edited, and he posted it anyway.
Yeah, he does his own thing.
No, it was there. I saw the article because Xander had to write half of it because he asked Xander if he would, because Xander writes very professionally and he uses proper grammar. And so he wrote half of it. So half of that article, because we did take screenshots of it, was what Xander had written, just describing ROC and Ernie's adventures and the beginning of Predator Hunter Nation. But then someone else added to the article.
Yeah, he told me that he had 2 other women working on it. I don't know who they are.
No, it was Xander who wrote that one. But no, you're talking about the latest one that someone else had to write for him. And that would have been another one of our team members. And it was a very classy, professional write-up, too.
Well, it was worded right. There's a lot of grammatical errors.
It doesn't a PR write the articles, for the person. That's part of it. You don't have them write their own article or get other people to do it for free when you got paid for it. So those kinds of things kind of make me go,
Tina, I don't get paid. The only thing he paid for was the distribution service.
Well, I thought you went on a live one time and said that he ended up not paying you.
Oh, I don't know what
he's never paid me. That's why. Ernie has never paid me any money. I've made no money off of Ernie at all.
Alicia,
whenever he's better, he can tell you this.
Alicia, would you happen to know why he's down there in Dalton and where he's at? I mean,
I do know.
Yes, we know, but it's not our place to say. It's Ernie's personal life.
But he needs help and he needs family and he needs
deal with.
Huh?
Why were people on the phone with the cops before he even went live yesterday and had an episode?
Because Ernie called people and said, please help me. And then somebody in the background said, hang the phone up, bitch, and smacked Ernie.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the cops were called before he went live.
Well, we've gotten a lot of those calls before, but we've always been able to talk Ernie out of it. So the people who, intentionally try to turn Ernie against certain people in his life to help him, it's wrong. And that's how I feel about it.
They couldn't be talked out of anything yesterday. He was getting beat on by another person asking for help. So
whoever it was hitting on him, they could get in trouble because he's got problems. And I mean, in my opinion, he needs help. He needs family.
Sure, the person hitting on him has problems too, and that's who he's been down there with. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, there's other things that Ernie needs to address, and hopefully he gets mentally healthy enough to just address it.
I think we all worry about him and we all care about him. And there's a lot of information that we don't know and we don't understand. And we go off of what we do know. And then everybody don't know who to trust with everybody. So we turn against each other when we all need to come together and just try to figure this out to help him.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree. He needs people that he's familiar with, like Jimbo, Tina, and Xander. I mean, I don't know how you are familiar with him, but like seemed like when he's around Jimbo or Tina and Xander, he does so much better. Here lately, he's just been. That's my opinion, though.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. See, I've only known him for 3 months now, and that's off and on. I mean, he'll go weeks without even talking to me, and then, come to me with, I want to do this, I want to do this. This is my plan for this and this, and then we'll talk a little bit, and he'll drop off again. But Tina,
that's because he thinks you're going to make him famous.
But I've told him that he's not in a position right now to be famous. I'll help him. I think
you'll help groom him into what fame should be. I get it.
Famous for what though? What kind of famous is Ernie ever going to be? I mean, let's be honest here. He has got problems, y'all. Mm-hmm. Feeding him that kind of, that kind of stuff.
Well, it started with Dalton, and pumping up we're going to make a movie. I got these connections and that connections, and Discovery Channel wants me to, put in this pilot that said, sorry, but according to this TCA code, y'all aren't deputized, and we can't arrest.
All that stuff is not going to mean a hoot if he's gone, because if this continues and he doesn't get the help he needs, he could possibly commit suicide. He could run out in front of a car. He could even get shot by the law. His safety is the most important thing than that stuff. All that stuff needs to be placed aside, and he needs to be where he feels safe, and he needs to be where he can get help. I mean, I'm just saying that all that other stuff, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about.
That's why he needs to be off YouTube, but nobody wants him off YouTube because everybody's exploiting him and they're making money off of him. And it's disgusting. And it breaks my heart.
I feel like YouTube's his safety net, though.
He does feel that way, that YouTube is his safety net, but I do think that he needs to be off. I mean, I didn't know it was this bad. I didn't even really know anything about this stuff until recently. And I was just trying to give him a purpose, make him, feel like he's important and he's doing something important. And then I found all of this stuff out. And yeah, I totally agree with you, Tina and Miss Daisy. I think he needs to be off of YouTube for a while. And he needs to find where he feels safe and secure. I don't want to exploit him at all. I want him to get help. Before I was helping him by giving him a purpose. But now I realize that, no, it wasn't helping him at all.
This stuff is deep,
Jimbo. Huh?
It's deep. His problems are deep, ain't they?
Yeah, they're deep. But like what he does is, and I saw this
in my opinion
a couple of weeks ago, starting right back up after the Louisville thing, he started telling his little white lies to everybody. But the story with everybody is different. So he's so visible on YouTube that all
Jimbo, he's going in and out. He must
be driving.
Yeah.
But
Jimbo,
go
ahead.
But he tells everybody so much different stuff, and then all of it comes together on one of his live streams, and he starts, then he having to go, well, it's a sting operation, or it's undercover. I got to do this. I had to lie to you for this, and like it's that noise, and then he backs himself into that corner, and that's when he ends up like this. And then he'll get a fresh start. He'll come out of the hospital or wherever, healthy, feeling good, and he'll do great. Until he starts backing himself into that corner again.
Yeah. Well, it's partially he does great because he goes back to people he can trust, and he starts doing the normal things in life and stuff like that, and everything's normal. And then he goes, on this journey through wherever on all these tactics. Got to go here, got to go there, And I just really think whoever it is that, is his secret admin, that they're really connected. They used to be this and that and this and that.
Well, see,
and
that's
all
what
that.
Ernie told you. That's what Ernie told you. They're not connected. They're not connected with anybody. They just know how to file copyright strikes and privacy strikes, because Ernie does everything from his phone, and he can't do that. You can't write out the long strike on your phone. You have to use a laptop.
Yeah.
This person actually done it. Like there was privacy strikes done this morning.
Oh wow.
Yeah. The last thing that he talked to me about that he wanted me to help him with was the block means block thing, and creating a YouTube protest outside of YouTube, and try to go for that. And he wanted to put out articles about that. And he said that he had like over 1,000 people that's already signed up with him to go and do that.
See, I think that's a good idea.
That'll never work because he keeps blocking them. So they'll slay him in court. It's a waste of time, energy, and effort. And he thinks that he's letting all this just happen to him so that he can, change YouTube forever, and it's never going to work because you go in there and you say, damn you mods, damn you. I unblocked everybody. So now everybody come abuse me. And so I can watch myself be subjected to all this abuse, and then it has an effect on you.
The other day he was on my sister's channel at night, and nobody really knew he was in there. And he was the happiest I've ever seen Ernie. I haven't never seen him that happy. He was really, which he's used to my sister. She's known him for 20 years, and so she knows how he is. He used to stay with her.
Jinky's your sister?
Yeah, Jinky's my sister.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah, why? How do you think we got in a fight the other day? She's my sister. She's a brat. No wonder I couldn't go to that prayer vigil with her. She got on my nerves too bad.
All right, guys. I'm being summoned to an important call. Thanks for inviting me up.
Thanks for talking to me, Tina.
Thank you, Tina, for coming up. Take care.
All right, take care. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, I'll go here in a minute too, but I just want to come on panel. Like I just think, all the infighting between Ernie's people, when I'm using air quotes, people.
Yeah. Are you there, Jimbo?
He cut out again, I think.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, he's going in and out. Are you there, Jimbo?
I'm going in and out.
Yeah.
I'm Alicia. I'm not familiar with who you are or anything, but anybody that could.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I was just saying, I just wanted to kind of, say that all Ernie's friends, even if they don't like each other, that's okay. But let's, try to keep it out of Ernie's ear, and that way he doesn't have to feel like he needs a lot of one to protect the other, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I mean, Alicia's doing what she can do, to help him. But I do feel like that he needs to be around more people that he's familiar with, like you, Jimbo. Or, I mean, he did good with Tina and Xander. And maybe Alicia, I don't know who she is.
The best I could offer him today was when he was with me a few weeks ago, he met one of my friends, Jeremy, and he really liked him. They hit it off. They hung out the whole day together. So the best I could offer him this morning was for Jeremy to come pick him up because he was an hour away from where Ernie was at.
Mm-hmm.
And he acted like he was going to go for it for a little bit.
Right.
And then he ended up getting, paranoid again. And then he, hung up on me and freaked out. And then he was reading my message and wasn't replying. That was the best that I could offer him.
Right. Hey, Lisa.
Yeah. Hey, hi.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry, I look horrible today. Hey, Jimbo.
Hey, Lisa. Actually, I do have to dip out, guys, but I'm going to listen. I'm going to keep listening. I got some friends just pulled up, and I got to take care of something, but and it's dog business.
Okay.
But I will.
Be safe, Jimbo.
Come up anytime.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All righty.
Hey, guys.